Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this video would be around the doubts that you guys have asked in the comment section. I have started this new and I would try to keep it as frequent as possible. So whatever doubts you have, if you post in the comment section below, I'll try to come up with a video to clear it if that's possible. Also, please make sure that whenever you ask doubt, you keep it as explanatory as possible. So either I'll try to reply it on the comments itself, that's what I usually do, and if possible I'll make a video out of it to explain it better. So the two questions that I've picked up, it's almost the same. So it's, if I use the if condition, I just want my robot to stop if it's true after the message box appear. How do I do that? And there's a similar question from Kashif as well, that I've created a workflow with different activities, and in some point or in middle of the workflow, I want to check a condition value or any condition. And if the value condition is false, then I want to execute below following activities. Just terminate the workflow with a message or without showing a message. And if the value is false, so it's written twice false. So I'll tell you what do they really want to ask is that we have a flow, normal flow going on. And in the middle of the workflow, we check the condition value. So we check the value of a variable. If it's true, we keep on proceeding further. If it's false, then we stop the workflow then and there. So we're gonna see how do we implement it. So these are just few activities that I've just dragged. It obviously makes no sense, but just to showcase, it could be any number of activities, any number of invoking workflows, anything. So it's just that assigning string value, then a write line, then a log message, and then assigning a Boolean value. So what we can do is we can check the value of this Boolean variable. If it's true, we keep on proceeding further. If it's false, we're gonna terminate it. So we're gonna drag an if and put the value as next perform value. As of now, we have assigned it to false, which means it's gonna come in the else part where we're gonna terminate our workflow. Okay, and how do we go about terminating our workflow? So either we simply drag a terminate workflow, and in the exception, we mention something, we throw an exception, or we can give a reason, obviously. So we can even give this thing that next perform false could be the reason because a VB expression has to be entered. So we give something like this, it would work. It has to be a string. So, it could be anything like this, terminating workflow, and it works. The other thing what you can do is, if you do not want to give a reason, you can obviously throw an exception here, or you can throw an exception and terminate the workflow in the catch itself. So that could be around that if I surround this thing with try catch and I drag this thing in the catch, the terminate workflow thing, I drag it here. So there are two parameters that it accepts. Now, instead of giving the reason, if I do not want to give it, I can just mention the exception and that would do the job. Now, if you want to log something, you can obviously do it here. We'll drag a log message so that when we see it from the orchestrator, we actually know that it's an error that we have explicitly thrown and it's not the fallout of our code. But because we are terminating the workflow in our catch block, it's necessary that we throw an error from here after logging the message. Do not forget, do not do it this way. Do not put a throw and then a log message, because whenever there is a throw or a rethrow, the control just passes from there. So your log message would not be logged. So we put the info message here or error message here or a warning up to your process. And you will write proceeding towards termination. And you can create an exception here. You will write new exception. And you will write explicitly throwing error. Okay. And if the condition of this variable is true, it's gonna perform the way it has to perform. Okay, one more thing, very simple thing that you can do is, if you have to segregate based on something that you want to keep on executing something, or you want to terminate the execution. So suppose if you have 10 activities underneath this, so either you can keep them all in then and you keep nothing in else and just a log message to terminate the workflow. If that's not the case, you cannot keep all in these blocks in the then and else block, then this is the best mechanism. No matter, you can keep calling workflows underneath it, but if you terminate it, none of them would be executed. But just to check, we'll drag a right line here and we'll put after terminating. So this would not be logged because we would have terminated the workflow earlier to this. Okay, and now if we go on running this thing, let's run it. And it has been terminated, explicitly throwing error. Now, if we open the output panel to see, this right line would not be there. So you see proceeding towards termination and the execution ended. And then this is your error message because this is an error that you've explicitly thrown. So you did not got this thing after terminating, but if we go with true, we would get after terminating in the output panel, as well as there would be no error. So if we open the output panel, we see that after terminating, it's there. The other way that you can do is that if you have to really check the value of a particular thing or a particular expression to be true or false, then you also have an activity called check true and check false. What does it do is check true, and then we even have check false. So here it is, check true and check false. So these activities, they actually check the expression, or you can say the variable, if it's true or false. So check true would throw an error if the value is false, and check false would throw an error if the value is true. So you need not go on checking all these things and the error would be thrown. So what you can do simply is that you put in VB expression here, say, and if I mark it false, it's gonna throw an error, right? And I say error. Okay, that's a reserved word. So I say error message. Okay, so now this would throw an error, and if I surround this with try catch, and instead of putting an if, I terminate the workflow directly here in the catch block, my job would be done. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to terminate based on an expression's value. And all of this would not be performed because the workflow would be terminated. So we're going to leave it as it is. And because the value is false, this particular activity would itself throw an error and the workflow would be terminated. So if I execute it, you'll see yourself the results. So it has been terminated. Logging the message, it ended, and here is the error. And if you see, none of the activities underneath this was performed. So neither was this if executed, neither was this right line executed. But if we go the other way around, we make it true, everything would work smooth and there would be no error. So if I just run this, the execution has stopped. And if we go and open, see the output pane, we see after terminating, logging the message, and obviously there is no error. So this is how you can terminate the workflow based on some condition, based on by checking an VB expression, and you can terminate the workflow then and there without proceeding with other activities and without invoking other workflows. I hope that answers your queries and it helps you resolve your query. If you have any doubt, you can post it in the comment section below. I'm gonna pick it up, and if it's possible, I'm gonna make a video out of it. Please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you've liked it. And stay tuned. Let's meet in the next video. Thanks for watching.